Hey everyone, my name's Eric, and I'm going to be covering Upspring.com's Contacts feature. Contacts is a virtual address book that streamlines your personal and professional contacts, social media contacts, and email contacts into one easy-to-use interface. Now on the Upspring.com homepage, just go ahead and click the Contacts tab. Here's the Contacts homepage, which I'll get into in a moment, but first let's go over the basic adding a contact. Go ahead and click Add a Contact. If you created a personal and professional profile, you'll notice there's similar informational input fields. Just input the contact's first and last name, for example, professional title, phone, email. You'll also notice there's drop-down fields here for work, personal, or custom. It's basically just a little flag note for you. For example, if you have second email address for them, you go ahead and just click custom and you designate that, which is a neat little feature. And then you can also add an address for a contact. If they have a website, you can add a date like a birth date or a meeting, a little about description section. Also, if we focus in here on a second on adding a social media, this is where you streamline the contact's Facebook or Twitter accounts through Upspring. Twitter, you'll search your followers list, but let's go ahead and do Facebook. Here you can either input their Facebook ID directly or search your Facebook friends list. Go ahead and select the contact off your Facebook, and then you'll notice their Facebook ID populates automatically. That means you're good to go. You can either add a photo for the contact here through one of your Upspring albums, or that photo will populate automatically as their Facebook photo if you connect them through Facebook. Now we'll also focus here on the Add an Organization field. I'll cover adding an organization in a moment, but if I just put my mouse over this little arrow here, these are the organizations that I already have in my address book. I know Jim here works for Social Business LLC, so I go ahead and select that, type in his position, and he will be added as a professional underneath that organization, which I'll show you in a moment. You can also add new organizations there, and they'll populate later under this little arrow here. So I go ahead and click Save. It says my contact has been updated. So let's take a look at the contact. Here's all the information I've added for my contact displayed here on the little address card. Here's his Facebook feed. I can see what he's doing. I can edit. I can also connect the contact on Upspring, which sends an invite to him, which will allow me to send messages to that contact and other features, which I'll get into in a moment. You'll also notice here under organization it says he's a sales associate at Social Business LLC. So I go ahead and click on that, and I'm now looking at the organization contact page. Here you'll notice I have various contacts that work for this organization, and they're all listed as professionals under that organization, which is a cool feature that Upspring has for grouping and managing personal and professional contacts. So now if we go back to the home page, adding an organization, you just go down, click Add an Organization. It's the same process. You enter the company name. You can add a logo for the company. If they have a social media account for the company, a brief description, their address, phone number, go ahead and click Save, and then they'll be added to your contacts list. So on the Upspring Contacts homepage, you'll notice it lists your contacts alphabetically. Here's a little sidebar. You can also search by typing in a name, and you can search all your contacts. You can search just through organizations, who you're connected to on Upspring, and then lists and favorites. And lists and favorites, first we'll go over favorites. To favorite a contact, you just click the star next to their name, and then they'll be added to your favorites list. And then lists, basically, if you click the list tab, it's a way of grouping contacts into specific categories. For example, I have a prospects category. You'll notice here are the contacts I have under that list. And then you can add a description, edit the list, create new lists, and they populate in this field here. You can add and remove individuals from the list at any time. It's just a neat little way of grouping your contacts. And then also you'll notice little icons here. There'll only be one icon if you're not connected to them on Upspring, a building icon for an organization. Let's go ahead and look at an icon of someone I am connected to on Upspring. You'll notice there's two little people there. And that gives us added options here of sending them a message over Upspring, posting a tell on their page automatically, and it's just a much better and convenient way to keep in contact with that user if you're connected through Upspring. Back on the main contacts page, if you go ahead and put your mouse over the person's icon of the contact, you'll notice there's photos for the people I've added through Facebook. You'll notice two little things you can do is edit the contact details, and you can also invite the contact to connect on Upspring just by putting the mouse over their icon, and then the field shows their name and then their email address right beneath the contact. So another little feature to go over is you click the plus icon there, and it shows your Facebook friends, Twitter followings, and Twitter followers. Again, for the social media here, with Facebook, it populates your contacts through Facebook, and it's an easy way to just go ahead and click OK, add to my contacts, add to my contacts. And then you go and input the information for that person, and it automatically adds them to your contacts. Then on your main Upspring page, you'll also notice there's a little section called Local Professionals, which is basically a random algorithm generated by Upspring for people based on your location, similar professionals. And you can connect to them, see their profiles. If you're connected on Upspring, you can send a connect message. Another cool way to connect with like-minded local professionals in your area. So again, this has been a very basic overview of the Upspring Contacts feature, but as you can see, it's a really easy to use, intuitive system where you can manage all your contacts in one place. And again, the cool thing about contacts you've connected to on social media, their Twitter or Facebook feeds populate automatically when you click on the contact. And you can also comment on those posts through Facebook or Twitter directly through the contacts page. Once again, my name is Eric, and I've done a very basic overview of Upspring.com's contact feature.